So now I'm doing this side, but I gotta be careful because it's just open here, right? So I gotta be careful what I'm doing. I don't want to fall off the roof, right? I'm here for the long term, not the short term, right? So we'll do these edges first. See? Put it all in nicely. So I like to do it like this and do the bottom part as well. So when I press it all in, it's staying nice and good. See? With wider joints, I can use my thick joiner right here. You press it all the way in. Make sure they're totally full. Not even a little bit full. I press it all the way in, no matter how much mud I gotta use. It doesn't matter. Otherwise, it'll just pop out. And you gotta wet it first. I put water on it first too to make it stick. You always gotta put water on it first to make it stick on the inside the brick on top of the mud. Otherwise, it'll just come apart later. It'll start cracking. See? Nice and good, just like that. See? Some of these I can get away with using the thick joiner, but there's some thin joints here, right? So I got to use the thin joiner just to press it in a little bit better. And I'm also going to press it in with my barrel joiner at the end. See? If I put it on this side, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Right? I can use my left hand, but I want to use my right hand, so I'm going as fast as I can. So it starts to get a little thicker in some spots. They didn't do all the brick even when they laid them, right? Look at these head joints done first. I like to fill the bottom part in like this, so it stays a little bit better, just in certain spots, and I fill it in between. And then I'll use a smaller joiner to do that. But I want to wear this one down thinner anyway, so the brick wears it down in between the joints. See, press that right in there. And I got a little bit going on the ground here, which is fine, because I'll just clean it off after I got acid, and I'll still use it anyway. I'll use it at the end because it just dries up a little bit. And then dry mud's the best for joints anyway. But I'm making sure it's a little bit wet so I can press it in very much better. And see, certain parts it's a little thicker, and then certain parts it's thinner. See, it's thinner here and it's thicker here, right? So the bricks were laid like on an angle. Nothing's perfect anyway, so whatever. I try to do mine all perfect and all the same size to joints, because I use the same amount of mud in between my bricks, right? So it usually goes to the same way. And then I always go on gauge, so I measure the way I lay my bricks and blocks. I go to a gauge. And that just means a certain amount of inches in between the bricks, basically, the gauges. So I'll just pick up this mud. Plus I'll clean this right away so it doesn't even matter. It just comes right off. And I got acid anyway, so I'll just acid wash it if I have to. Whatever. Can't really put a tarp here, it's pretty hard to do. Plus I just want to stand right on the roof itself anyway. So, see, some parts are thicker, so I'll use this part in the thicker joints. And the more I use this tool, the better it gets. It gets smoother and smoother. See? These parts at the bottom are still solid. I'm just doing the whole thing. All these were done, you can tell, right? And all the ones at the bottom, they were still pretty good, but I'm just doing all of them to make it all look new. if anyone ever comes up here, they'll say, "Oh, the guy did a good job." You know, that's what I like to do. In certain parts, it's not really sticking too good because it's they went wider with the joints. So this part, it's going in nicely with this joiner right here. The head joints are wider. Whoa. Be careful up here, don't bounce off the chimney. It's about a little bit of a drop here. I don't feel like jumping. If you ever fall off a roof, just jump instead. Don't fall, jump. Right? You get a better chance of landing on your feet. I don't want to land on my head, so you jump. Press it all in. Press it right in there. See how deep I'm going? I go till it's solid. So, this one over here still. Mostly I do this top joint as well. Put some water on it. And then let's put a new joint on top of it to make it look good. Like I said, the cap was still solid, so I never had to do the cap. Otherwise, we'd have to make a bunch of concrete. Which is, you know, it's better for me anyway if I do the cap, but for the customer, you don't need it, you don't need it. That's it. You know, I just do what it needs to be done. Most guys would just try to rebuild this whole thing and charge them with a lot of money, right? But I'm just doing what needs to be done. And that's how you do good in this job. You do what needs to be done, not what you want to do. Right? See, some of these I can get away with my thick joiner right here, but you know, most of them I can't. They went big on them. These bottom ones were still solid though. I just grinded them out to make it look like the rest because I don't want to do a bunch of new joints and then have them oh, why do the top ones look new and the bottom ones look like shit? Well, because you only did the top ones. That's like, to me, that's cheap. That's being cheap, right? So I always try to do extra for people. Doesn't matter if it takes me a little bit longer, I just try to do extra so it all looks nice. It's my own thing, right? It's stiff on the back when you fucking lean over though, I'll tell you that sometimes. See, I gotta stay really close here because it's just a drop off right here. Should be wearing a harness though, actually, up here. Just in case, right? But I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can so I can be off this spot. I'm gonna wash the other side, let this dry. I'll go home and eat some eggs. And then I'll wash this side and I'll seal the whole thing. Oh, my stomach just growled. I kind of always skip breakfast, actually. Which I shouldn't. I should have more energy when I don't skip breakfast when I come to work, but I'm just so used to it. See? It kind of goes in there. So. And I'm going to use all the stuff that falls as well. It's just drying out for me a little bit, which makes it even easier to use sometimes on the finishing coat. See, I'll do all the parts I can do with my thicker joiner. Fill it right in. And then I gotta use the thinner joiner on some parts, man, because they didn't lay them all straight. They laid them, a lot of them are laid crooked, man. You can't really tell when you look at it, but I can tell. See, I got the mud right here. And I got a hose right away, so I clean it off, right? This stuff I can leave on for like a week and still take it off the roof, actually. One time I got really nervous because I made it was such a mess. We made a mess. We dumped a bunch of mud on the roof. We used a board, right? That's why I don't use a board for this. I just use like a bucket, right? I use a pail instead of a board. And on the board, I find it dries too fast, especially in the summertime. And then I have to dump water on it, and then it makes such a mess on the roof, right? It just runs off the roof. There's more to clean for me. So this way, I just use the pail to get out the mud. So I'll do as much as I can with this joiner here. Then I got the other pointer that I can do. See? Hold it up like that and just press it in like this. See? These were the ones that were bad, so I make sure they're all deeper and press right in. Big time. See? Stay close to the chimney. I don't want to bounce off it, right? See, I'm staying close to it. Now I'll use this longer one now, so I can really press it in and get this done. And this is the only side I gotta do. I gotta do a couple little touch-ups, just on the corners, right? I like my corners perfectly done. See, I make sure the corners are like all done. No space. See? Just like that. Done. See? Make sure my corners are all pressed in nice first. See, a lot of times the bricks are laid crooked, right, on the corners. So if you make your corners really perfect, it actually hides it, to be honest with you. You do a lot of stuff, man. You can hide a lot of shit with joints, they say, man. I was always told, man. So I always try to make the joints as nice as I can, man. And that's all people see is the finish of the joints, right? But I lay my bricks straight. If I don't lay them straight, I'll take them off. I don't care. I have like I won't be able to sleep at night if I lay them crooked. It just bothers me. I get anxiety. So this one is pressing them in nicely, see? Make sure it's pressed right in there, see? All the way in. See? Just like that. All the way in there, see? That's why I like this joiner right here for this stuff. It's thinner and it bends, right? So it presses it right in. Every spot. See? Just like that. See? Just like that. See that? Two of those right in there. So I take care of my corners first on the ends. You don't got to worry about them. So you just kind of cut it. It's like you sharpen it right on there. See? Sharpen this right up. Tool that right in there. So I showed you guys the before picture. Wait till I'm done washing it and everything. It'll look really good. I got some brick sealer. I'm going to seal it. Make it look really good. I'm going to wipe some new cement on here with a brush. Although it's an exposed rock one, so I don't know. Like, I could probably just acid wash it and make it look way better. Because it doesn't really need to be done. You can just acid wash it, but I like to put some new stuff on it just to make it look a little nicer gray, right? And it'll match the new mortar. So, I gotta play with it a little bit. See, press that right in there. Press that right in there. Right in there. Scrape up the bad stuff. See? So I get every little corner and crack done. I don't leave anything open. I don't just do the surface. A lot of guys will just do the surface, right? And they don't know what they're doing. And then they say it's done. That's why it turns to crap after like a year or so, you know? Once it gets cold, it cracks. That's why you fill them right up with the mud. You get a lot of inexperienced people trying to do this, right? And all they do is just mess it up and charge you, like, for what? For nothing, basically. So this way I'm pushing it all the way in. I don't care how long it takes me, I just get it done. You know what I mean? I move fast, but I do it perfectly. See? Cut it right in there. Keep it going in there, nice and smooth. Push it right in there. See, what they didn't do when they first built this, they didn't do these kind of joints I'm doing. They did like a slanted joint. So all it did was just fall apart. When you do a new chimney around here, they got a code that you got to do like a barrel joiner. So you need to do like a block joiner round, right? So the water runs off of it. Okay? So I'll do my head joints first on this one. I can do both, the bed joint or the head joint first, but these ones I'm just doing the head joint because I'm right on the edge here. So I gotta crouch down for these bottom ones here. See, these bottom ones were all still good. I'm just doing them to make them look like the rest of them. I grinded them out, right? Most guys, when I work for people, they say, "Oh no, don't do everything." Because then they don't charge, they charge just, "Oh, we'll just do the ones that need to be done." Meanwhile, if it's my own job, I'll do all of them. Right? I'll do every joint to make it all look good. You gotta be careful now on those certain spots. You want to bounce off the chimney and fall backwards, right? Okay. Tool that right in there nicely. There we go. Push that right in there. See? I gotta come up here. So I gotta lean over and do it from the bottom up, see? I got new caulking for the guy, so I'm gonna caulk this whole thing right up, man. It's never even been done. It's like they just put it together. That's it. The flashing guys, the roofers, they didn't even caulk it for him, man. So it's probably water been going under here for years, a little bit at a time, right? Then I got 1, 2, 3, 4 joints left, then I gotta do the bed joints right after that. And then I gotta wash everything. Gotta do this one first. I'm also gonna post on my other channel. I got the West Coast Natural Wolverine Masonry channel as well. And I'm gonna post on those as well, this videos, man, because I haven't done it for a bit and I gotta keep doing that. Right? Why not? Press that right in there. Cut it. Press it right in there. You can also put a cement joint there for him, but it'll just crack off the, it'll just crack. I missed that one. He always missed one. Now let this dry for a little bit after. I got one more joint down there. And I do the bed joints. Now, this stuff here, let's use all this stuff still. Now what I want to do, is I'll do the bottom ones first. They don't need as much. I still grinded them out, but see? Just do that along the way. Cut it. Fill them right up. Right to the surface, see? And there we go. See, get in here too. This is the tricky side because I can't really stand in front of it like I like to. It'll only take me like 10 minutes to do this anyway. See, these ones gotta be really filled up nicely. These are the ones that were bad and loose. Like not loose, but they were just empty. Cracky. A little bit colder today, so it's not gonna dry as fast either. Just tool that right in there. See that? Cut it. It's a little cold today. Let's get this bottom one done right here. See, I'm almost done it right now. Then you try to cut it on top of the trowel, see? Fill in any little spots just like that, cut it like this. And then you're all gonna be pros after watching me now, eh? Holy. Huh? So what I like to do is fill in these parts right here, so then it's easier to fill in when I do this, see? Just fills up nicer. There's always something to grab onto, see? You just fill it right in. Sometimes when the mud's a little bit drier, it's easier to do this with, but then you gotta know how to do it. Okay. Fix that hole right there, make sure it's full. Yeah, I'm just going to scrape up this space again. I'll use this again as I go. Oh, I missed this one joint. Oh. It's weird how I miss joints sometimes. It's like they just empty themselves. This is the last one right here. Except for the bed joint, I'm just going to fill in the rest of them. So you got to make sure it's full. So you press it in really hard, right? And then eventually it fills up. And the more you compress mortar and cement, the stronger it becomes. Right? Because there's water in it, right? So just press it right in there. See? Normally it takes people longer to do this, but I do it fast as I can. I learned to do it fast. Working with the old guys. You're not done yet? You're not done? Okay. Which they taught me how to go fast. Like stuff, right? So let's see. You know, it works out better for me going fast, right? He told me a bricklayer can make a lot of money, but you gotta go fast. Okay. Tool that right in there nicely. So I don't like working by the hour for these companies, right? Because once you go fast, they expect you to go fast, right? And they don't pay you that much, you know. The most I get is like $50 an hour, basically, right? That's the most I got paid per hour doing this, is $50 an hour in Vancouver. And I was working like 12-hour days too, man, because I was working by myself too. They just let me do everything by myself, right? But if they're paying you $50 an hour, how much are you making, right? How much are you making them? Large, right? Then they expect you to go fast all the time, right? Like fast, like constantly. Like, it's like, because they just count their dollars on you. That's how they do it, man. So I don't like doing it by the hour, man. Getting paid per hour. I like doing my own time, getting it done as fast as I can. And once I'm done this, I'm going home. Go make some eggs, man. I'm hungry. And then I'll come back and it'll be dry, and I'll be ready to acid wash it. Wash it off. Alright, that's the way to do it, man. That's the way I like working. It's like Freemason, right? Freemason, but I get paid. I'm free. See? Most guys would take all day to do this, man. Like, it only took me how many hours to do this whole chimney, man. To be honest, man. I filmed up everything I did. I even got a couple of videos to post where I grinded this side out. I didn't post that one. Maybe I posted part of it. I forget if I did it or not. But cut it nicely. Nice, gotta do this one little part. And there, I'm pretty well done, actually. Holy shit. See what happens? Huh. Just make sure it's full, right? The surface one. So it's all full inside. So I'll get the surface done. So when I go over with my barrel joiner, I gotta wait a couple minutes. Then I'll go over with that joiner, see? I'm gonna do the corners, make sure the corners are full. We're gonna do this part down here or what? Yeah, right here. See, just a little bit. You just want it like right on the edge, right? Like right on the edge of the brick. So you do it like this and then just kind of cut it off, right? You don't want to make as much mess on the brick. That's the whole thing. You don't want to mess up the brick too much, right? Otherwise it's harder to clean. There, so you can go over it and look at it. So now he's got to remember that I'm right on the edge here too, so I don't want to step off it, right? See? Just like that. Press that in. So, because I'm going over with the barrel joiner next to make it strong and weatherproof. See? Just like that. And it's all pressed right in there, man. You know what? I used to work with these old guys. They used to call me the best at this, man. Actually, they go, "You're the best, man." They used to get me doing all their joints. So I used to do everybody's joints when I was a laborer learning, right? So I just made them all look brand new, man. Like we used to do brand new houses, right? And I used to just do them all. They used to get me doing all their joints. They didn't care as much as I did at it. I cared what I was doing. I tried to make them look as best as I could. Because I knew once you get the joints looking good, man, it just makes the whole house and everything look good. And they didn't want to do their joints anyway. When they had me doing it, then they could lay brick, right? And I always went behind them and did all the joints. Sometimes I laid brick when I got the chances, right? But there was many days I was just making cement. Actually, they had their sons a lot of time doing the cement. I'd be loading bricks, and I'd be doing all their joints, man. As soon as the boss seen I could do joints like that, he was like, "Oh, you can hide a lot of shit with joints, man." That's what he told me. Right? And it's true. Now it's all ready to be, so let's cut this off right here. Wait a couple minutes. I'll do this top joint right here. Right on here. Press this one in nicely. Just make it match, right? It's still solid, but I'm just making it match the rest of it. See? Right on here. Just like that. Nice and smooth. Use this bottom stuff. It's already drying out. And I don't want to waste it. I don't want to keep making a mess. And it's all dry, nice, ready for me to do this with anyway, see? Just press that right in nicely. Just like that. And this is the side they're going to see down from their balconies, man. Right here, so it all looks good, but I always make the side that you can see, you know, just make sure it's done perfect. But I do every part the same, actually, but some guys don't do they'll do the back of the chimney. They won't even joint the back of the chimney sometimes, man. They lay whatever they want, all kinds of bonds. I've been behind chimneys and I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do, man? It's like you guys didn't even do the joints in the back of them. They just leave the joints, you know? Like the last guy that worked for the company I'm doing right now, he just, he never did the back of the chimneys, man. You know what I mean? And they don't even know that. I know that because I've seen his chimneys. I worked with him a little bit. And they tell me, oh, he did all by himself too and all that stuff. Yeah, but he never did the back of the chimneys. And he didn't do the real bond, he just laid it the way he wanted. You know what I'm talking about? I do all the same bond in the back of the chimney, so if anyone ever goes up to the back of a chimney, it's like, it's all the same. There's nothing different. I stayed on bond. And the joints are all done on the back too of the chimney. So he didn't even do the joints on the back of the chimney, so they're not even up to code, man. Like, and these people, they always kind of bother me a little bit. Oh, he did all of that, he too. But you don't even know what he did. These guys aren't even masons, man. The guys I'm working with, man. The one guy is, but he doesn't do them no more. Like, it's like he's been doing it for so long, but he hasn't done it for so long. You know what I'm talking about? And he's counting all the years that he hasn't even done it, if you know what I mean. Like, they just try to suppress me all the time anyway. That's why I'm doing my own jobs. They try to keep you, like, hungry, right? I'm not going to be like that. I'm keeping busy. I'm getting my own jobs as well. I'll just still do their jobs, for sure. I don't refuse money, right? But, you know, I'm doing my own jobs, man, as well. I'm putting my number in the book. So then I can do my own bids as well, man, on jobs. And, you know, watch this. So, let's say I bid for the job. And these guys get the job. Well, I'll be doing the job anyway, right? You know what I'm talking about? I'm their subcontractor unless they want to get someone else, which they can't really find nobody else anyway. You know? They act like they can, but they can't. There's no masons around anymore anyway. Nobody likes to get on these roofs and do them. So people can say what they want to me, but I already know the reality of it. Anybody who's good is working. You know what I mean? They're working. Or people don't want to work with them, basically. So I had that problem before too, because I'm not the nicest guy to work with, man. Just to be honest with you, and I don't care, right? I'm not there to make friends or anything. There we go. See, I make sure it's all pressed in nicely on the edges like that. See? Just like that. And then it's starting to dry nicely. Right? You want to acid wash it, it'll look even better today. There we go. See, press that in, make sure there's no holes at all up here. See? I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Press that in here too. I'll give a nice joint right here. So I'm just going to cover up this top joint with new mortar. See up in here? I'm just going to put new mortar in there. It's still solid, but I'm just going to put new mortar over it.